Welcome to the Kevon Lee Show, where growth isn't motivational, it's intentional. So today on the show, I got Malachi, my homeboy. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm a little tired from that run. You got me motivated to run now, but overall, I'm feeling good.
Okay, how many miles you did?
I did 10 today.
10?
I did 10 today.
Okay, okay. We got a marathon in the future? Ultra marathon?
Marathon for sure, but
okay.
You know, the ultra, I need a little time.
You got this.
I need a little time, brother.
And I'm telling you right now, it's literally, you just gotta keep moving forward. That's all it is. And ultra, you see, it doesn't matter. Keep striding forward. But man, I remember when we first met, and it's crazy because most of my closest friends, this is usually how we meet first. You slid in my DMs.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Did you not slide in my DM? Did you not slide in my DM? You said about a paragraph. You were like, hey man, something, whatever. And you know, I heart the message. I responded. I was flattered.
I heart the message. You know, it was a time. You know, I was definitely looking for more. You know, like-minded men who were just hungry, wanted to be the best they can be. You know, so I'm not gonna say I slid in your DMs, bro, but
you was in them, though. Let's just say that. You was in my DM. It's cool, though. It's cool. That was almost 3 years ago. So now we're here, right? It's crazy because in that time frame, I mean, we was already married, but we're fathers now. Man, I mean, a lot of things have changed. We've seen each other grow, so we definitely going to be talking about a lot today. But who is Malachi?
Malachi is somebody who is... The first thing I want to say is Malachi is somebody who's hungry for God.
Okay.
That's the first thing that I'll say is for the longest time, that's been the main thing is that I'm hungry for the Lord. You know, I'm trying to be the best that I can be in every single area. And I believe that if I lock in on the Lord, you know, if I make that my main priority, then all the other areas of my life are going to fall into place. So Malachi is somebody who's on a mission, to know the Lord Jesus Christ, on a mission to be the best husband I could be, on a mission to be the best father I could be now, as you just said. You know, now we're fathers, and I don't know when baby number 2, 3, 4, and 5 are coming. You know, so I'm working.
That's crazy.
I know 5 is crazy, but hey, you never know.
You never know.
Be fruitful and multiply.
Hey, I feel it.
No, but just in like in a short sense, I'd say that's who Malachi is. Hungry for the Lord, hungry to be the best husband I could be, the best father I can be, and always looking to grow.
Okay.
You know?
I like that. All right, so that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But you had to get there somehow.
Yeah.
So talk to me about, and you shared this with me, but I want you to share it with the viewers, younger Malachi, what he had to go through, and when you really made the switch in your life.
Yeah. For me, growing up, it was always about family. You know, I got my dad, my mom, brother, sister. But long story short, when my parents got divorced, when my brother got kicked out the house, that's a whole nother story. Everything switched for me in that moment because I had everything that I wanted. But in the same breath, it was taken from me just like that, you know. And so I actually fell into this place of complacency, you know, like just kind of stopping and starting things, and you know, kind of blaming it on the fact that my family is separate now, you know, just always, you know, blaming, you know, my lack of motivation and my lack of success on what was going on around me. But 2019 came, and by this time, I'm a weed head. I'm addicted to alcohol, you know, lust, pornography. And so I got into a car accident, and that could have been my last day. You know, when I got into that car accident in August of 2019. And so that was the shift for me that day. Like, any day I could really be out of here.
Yeah. They literally say sometimes the biggest shifts happen in your life when your life is threatened, right? I know for me, when because I used to be 300 pounds. You never seen that, Kevon. You never seen that, Kevon.
We're never going to get back there.
Yeah. And we get back, I'm going wait. There's no way I'm going to get back there. All right, but went to the doctor. Doctor said, hey, you pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. If you keep living this life, you won't live a long, healthy life. And that switched it for me because I couldn't see past 29. Right now I'm 27. And I couldn't see 30, right? And so you talked about how you made the switch right there, but I wanna go back to something. You said you felt very complacent in life. And I feel like a lot of people feel that way. They don't know where to go, how to do it, or the resources or anything. So when you say you felt complacent, can you dive more into that?
I was comfortable, just kind of rolling through life. From the time that my parents separated, which was about 10 years old, all the way up to that time when I got into the car accident, I felt like, I could kind of just go with the motions, and I think, like you said, that's where a lot of people are, but there's no sense of urgency, that, okay, like, I need to make something happen. Especially here in America, there's so much opportunity. We don't have to just sit back and let life happen to us. And I think that during that time frame, I was just kind of letting life happen to me rather than going out there and saying, you know what, let me go after the Lord. Let me get with him and understand what his plan and his purpose is for my life. And let's make something happen,
Yeah, I like that. I know when we first met and I was about the Lord, but I wasn't on fire for him. And I remember that same year that we met, I went to a conference and just to fast forward this, I became on fire with the Lord, but you really inspired me with that. I remember you came to speaking engagement with me, and we on the plane. We on the plane. You reading your Bible on your phone. I'm like, man, we ain't even got service. How you doing that? Like, is it just the Holy Spirit? Like, how you doing that? Yeah. And so, just seeing your hunger definitely made me more hungry. And I would say it literally trickled to everything in my life, my relationships, my job, what I do in life, everything, right? Like if you're good there, you will start to see everything else fall into place. Amen. And so when we talk about complacency, right? I always tell people, like, and I read this in a book called Outwitting the Devil. Great book, but it's literally talk about I forgot what he called them, but it's drifters and non-drifters. Okay. Ooh, so the drifters are the 99% of the world. Yeah. Like, they're okay with who they are. They don't want to strive for better. They don't want to go out there and accomplish their goals. And there's non-drifters. Those are the 1% that doesn't live in comfortability. Right. They like to be uncomfortable. They like to live in that suffering. They like to go out there and accomplish their goals, but not goals that they know they could accomplish. Goals so high that they fail so many times, but when they finally lock in it, whatever the case is, they finally achieve it, and it may not even be the goal that they thought they were going to do, but they keep striving for it, right? Exactly. And so we don't see that too much in life. We see the total opposite. Yeah. And so I really wanted to talk to you about this because I think it's so cool. So I was watching this video. I don't know if you ever heard of him. His name is Dr. Andrew Huberman. So he's a doctor from Stanford, right? He teaches medical students neurology, something like that. Yeah. Insanely smart guy. But he talks about this part of the brain, and it's called an anterior mid-cingulate cortex. Okay. Right? So you got two of them. Say that again? Anterior mid-cingulate cortex. So I don't even know if I can say that. Hey, I hope I said it right. All right, but when you go home, research it, okay? Because it's amazing to me. And I never could really explain how I feel, because most people will be like, Kevon, you're just crazy, until I actually read up on this and really studied it. So you got two of them in your brain. So you got one on each side. And I'm not an expert, so you got to go home and go over it. But I'm going to tell you what I understand from it. Right. It's basically the area of your brain where motivation comes from, willpower comes from, and it doesn't grow by being comfortable. And so, for instance, right, remember how I used to always tell you that you used to be like, man, you love running. I say, no, I don't. I don't love running, right? I mean, I do all these races, but I won't say I love it, but the reason I do it is because it's hard. And so I choose to do something hard every single day. And so I wake up early, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I go outside, cold, hot, raining, snowing, does not matter. I'm outside, I'm getting my miles in. You witness me do a 50-mile race, 100-mile race. Body is broken, but I decided to do the hard, right? Now I'm in school and stuff like that. And so this part of the brain only grows when you do hard things. Wow. So if I love to run, there's not going to grow because I love it. But because I don't love it and I do it even the days that I don't want to do it, like today, I did not want to get up and run. Man, me and my wife, we cuddling. It's cold, bro, it's cold outside.
You got to go get some hot chocolate. Man, come on.
And I said, you know what? Let me go out there and do it. And my body did the rest. My brain grew right there. Yeah. That part of the brain grew. I don't like school, but I'm in there. I'm studying, I'm writing, my brain grew. I do these uncomfortable things because I know my brain is going to grow. Yeah. And so when it comes to you, right, how have you felt over the years between doing things that's comfortable and doing things that's uncomfortable?
Man, that's so deep. And that's one of the things that you inspired me on is doing stuff that's hard. Because like you said, like I watched you run the 50 miles, 100 miles, just always in a place where you're doing things to challenge yourself. And so I just want to say I appreciate you for that.
Of course, man, I'm here.
Big time. For me, now, like I said, leading up to the car accident, that's just all complacency. But you have to remember, like, this is a long period of time of building unhealthy habits, right? Yeah. So now being complacent, comfortable is kind of part of my DNA at this point, right? So now the past 6 years have been just gutting, getting this stuff out of my mind, getting this stuff out of, who I am and just rebranding, right? And so now I'm 25, I have a wife, have a son. And so now I'm in a place where I have to do the hard things. I can't afford not to grow. I can't afford not to become a better man, a better husband, a better father, right? And so now I'm in a place where I'm kind of searching for those hard things, and that's why I'm getting back into running now, because I also hate running. I shouldn't say hate, that's a strong word.
I hate it.
You hate it?
Absolutely.
But I'm also searching for those hard things, those things that challenge me, because I know that if I don't, right, I have that thought in the back of my mind, man, like I was complacent, I was stuck, and then now I have a family, so it's like, man, if I don't, same thing's gonna happen to my family. That how my family when I was young separated, same thing's gonna happen to mine if I, as a leader of my home, don't put myself in these hard situations and now grow what's the brain?
Anterior mid-cingulate cortex.
That. If I don't put I'm so glad you taught me about that just now. I really want to go back and learn more about it. Because I didn't know that it was even possible to grow something like that.
Yeah, you're literally building willpower. You get what I'm saying? So how we talked about it earlier, doing the hard thing even when you're uncomfortable, when you don't want to do it. Right. And most people, they take the easy way out, right? You see the alarm go off at 4, you got to get up at 4, you hit the snooze. Some people turn that thing off. Hey, alarm is at 6 o'clock.
I just started putting my alarm on the other side of the room because I was one of those people that was, as soon as it go off,
I be tired too.
Look, put the cover on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so now I was just telling my wife this morning, I was like, we need to be consistent in just putting our alarm clocks on the other side of the room. Force ourselves to get up, force ourselves to do the hard thing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
saying? Right?
So,
my alarm clock, I'm laying in bed, my alarm clock is right beside me. But it's crazy because say my alarm, I either wake up if I got a really long run, I'll probably wake up the earliest I'd ever started a run was like at 2 o'clock. Yeah. But I'll probably wake up at like 3 to start a run around 5. I like to wake up 2 hours before so I could do what I need to do, get ready. But say my alarm go off at 5, right? I will literally wake up at like 4:58. If my alarm goes off at 4, I'll wake up at like 3:58. Like whenever my alarm, I usually wake up like right before it, and then my alarm doesn't even go off. I turn the alarm off. Lauren didn't even know I was coming.
I need that superpower.
Hey, but
to wake up before the alarm.
But it's basically what you just said, right? How you just said you spent 6 years creating different habits. Same thing, right? I spent almost a decade now waking up between 3 and 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so now it's just, even when I don't have something to do, I can't stay in the bed. And I'm talking about I gotta be sick.
Yeah.
I can't stay in the bed past 6 o'clock. If I stay in the bed past 6 o'clock, I might as well just make the bed, lay back on top of it, and start again tomorrow. Because I feel like I'm most productive in the morning.
Yeah.
Like when I get up, that's when I write. That's when I gotta do what I gotta do, answer emails. I'm most productive in the morning. And talk to them about, you said you struggle with like, I wouldn't say willpower, but you struggle with
yeah, you can say that.
Okay. So we can say that. Why though?
Just being so used to being comfortable. You know, because when it comes to willpower, willpower is one of those things that you utilize in order to push past being uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that when somebody is comfortable too long, your willpower is depleted, right? Because you're not using that thing that, helps you to embrace what it means to be uncomfortable, I
like that.
So I would, that's what I would say. That's what happened to me.
So I want to challenge everybody, people listening to you, pick 5 hard things to do this week. And I'm not talking about like, okay, they hard, but you can do them.
Right.
Like say, what time you wake up in the morning?
I wake up at 5.
Okay, what time do you go to sleep?
I need to go to sleep earlier. I would say between 10:30.
Okay. And do you always get up at 5?
No.
Okay, so this week, get up at 5, no matter what. If you go to bed at 12, you still get up at 5. When that alarm gets off, you grab the phone, you go do what you gotta do.
I accept that challenge.
And pick 5 things, right? That you know is hard, that hey, I might not even do this because it's so hard. But do those things because that's where, like we talked about, this part of the brain will actually grow. And then over the time of a year, 5 years, 7 years, like for me, like I said, I couldn't explain it. People always say, bro, you're crazy. Or I can't, why do you even run that far? Like you're insane. Why are you in school? You don't need to be, you don't even need it for your career. You just doing it. Because it's hard. I'm always, and then people always ask me, what you gonna do after? I said, I don't know, but I know it's gonna be something hard. Because I want to do the hard things. I want to endure the suffering. I want to suffer. That's why I do these races. Anything,
he said, I want to suffer.
Bro, anything, I'm telling you, anything after 20 miles, you are in pain. You are in pain. I'm like, the dark place that I was in by myself, outside, 41 degrees, wind chill, so it was like 32 degrees, by yourself.
Exactly.
And you said, I got it. And I said to myself, I got to keep going no matter what. And so that's where you build that mental stamina that a lot of people don't have.
Exactly.
And
mental stamina.
Exactly. If you are able to build that, it's just like running, right? Most people go outside, they probably can't run a mile. But once you start doing it and you do it day after day after day, next thing you know, you signed up for a whole marathon.
Exactly.
And something you couldn't see yourself doing, now you can see yourself doing because you chose the hard route, right? But in, let's say 5 years from now, you choose comfortability, you won't be further in life. And you might be a little bit, but you won't reach your potential because you didn't go after the hard thing. And so it's I always tell people, do it and do it. If it's hard, we're gonna do it hard. Period. Like there's no other way. There's no way to go around it. Like you just have to literally meet that thing in the eyes and go through it.
Exactly.
I'm starting to become a motivational speaker.
I love that. I love that because at the end of the day, like the Lord has specific plans for all of us, right?
Definitely.
There's different things that He's called you to do. There's different things that He's called me to do, right? And everybody. And if we are consistently just being comfortable, not only are we not going to grow in life in general, but how are we ever going to come to a place that we're walking in alignment with God's will, his plan, his purpose for our lives? Like the word tells us, take up your cross, and follow the Lord, right? And the cross speaks of pain, suffering. It speaks of death, And so I'm trying to always remember that too. Like, man, the cross, it is a representation of suffering. Yeah. So if I'm not consistently putting myself in a place where I'm, able to embrace suffering and embrace being uncomfortable, I'm never going to get to the place where I'm walking in alignment with God's plan and his purpose for my life.
Hey, amen. So, you preaching. Straight up. I told my wife this. We have some great conversations. Yeah. But I told her, I said, I believe everybody has a purpose, but not everybody will achieve it. And facts. Because of what you said right now, right? You're not carrying your cross. Yeah. You're like, everybody suffers. I could go around in the rooms I speak in and ask people, what's a hard thing you've been through in your life? Matter of fact, give me 5. Right. And all of them going to say 5. Everybody suffers. They're going to have 5 things exactly, to say. But the strong prevail. Yeah. And another thing that I realized is that we cannot worry about how others feel about us. We can't. Yeah. We can't. My wife told me this morning, we was up early this morning just talking, right? That's why I was like, I don't feel like going on this run, but I ended up going anyway. And she said, I admire that people could say things about you and you just brush it off your shoulder. Yeah. And I responded with, people are going to have their preconceived notions no matter what. Exactly. No matter what you prove, no matter what you say, people are going to say what they want to say about you. Whatever they have in their mind, they're going to say that, right? Facts. But I need you to understand this. It doesn't matter unless we believe that. And so that's why I heard a psychologist say this. He said the most powerful supercomputer in the world, what you think it is?
Gotta be the human brain.
The human subconscious. Because consciously, we can only think about one thing. Have you ever been like doing something or even reading a book or reading something and next thing you know, you're like, bro, I'm thinking about that. Yeah, that's your subconscious, right? That happens all the time. So our subconscious has 80,000 thoughts a day. 90% of them are negative. We talk so negative to ourselves. Yeah. We say we can't do this. Nah, I can't be like that. That's impossible for me to achieve. There's no way. No, even if I work hard, there's no way I could do that. Yeah. And because we say that in our subconscious rewinds it to the point that we actually believe it. That's good. And once we start to believe it, that's when it's dangerous. That was only dangerous when you believe it yourself. Exactly. And so this thing, willpower, right? And so it's crazy because the brain, the subconscious is like, look, Bob, we gonna think about this, but now you got the prefrontal cortex that's decision making and stuff. Then you got the anterior mid-sync, whatever how you say that word. Come on, you've been doing new research on the brain, man. Come on. Yeah, cingulate cortex, something like that. But my point is that, and that was for motivation, willpower. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So you got the brain wants to protect you. At the end of the day, the brain wants to protect you. Exactly. But that's when you got to fight with your brain and say, look, dog, like I'm winning this battle. You just going to have to come with me. Exactly. Straight up, right? I mean, like, I'm not going to talk about this, but, and I'm pretty sure you done been through some stuff like that too, right? You probably set a goal and for whatever reason, it was uncomfortable. You probably stopped.
Oh, plenty of times. Unfortunately. I
almost spit out my water. You said, unfortunately. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of times I've set goals and it has gotten uncomfortable and then I would stop. And I think that, that was due to just me not really having, that true desire and a pursuit of whatever goal it is that I set out to achieve, I think, before you set a goal, you have to sit down and you have to weigh the cost too, which is what the word tells us, count the cost. And I think a lot of people too, they'll set a goal out there without sitting back and counting the cost. And then that's what
talk to me more about the cost. Ooh, we're not talking about money.
No, we ain't talking about money. We're not talking about money.
Okay, what are we talking about?
We're talking about the blood, sweat, and the tears that you may have to endure in order to get to the finish line.
Straight up. Oh, I love how you said that. Even with me, there's some goals that I set that I did not count the cost of them. I didn't count how it would make my wife feel. You know what I'm saying? That's a cost. So we had to have some deep conversations and there's two things I could have done. I could have been very selfish and been like, bro, you tripping and stuff like that. Or I could have been like, you're absolutely right. And so I had to do that.
Yeah.
Right. And so now I'm realizing like, okay, I'm setting these goals, but they can't be at the detriment of my wife and my child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can set these same goals, but I need to make sure they're okay before I continue these goals. And you don't want it to get too late until, they freaking burning and stuff, and then they come to you and say, you're killing me. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But no, I love that you said that, right? We got to really count the cost. That was deep. Count the cost.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about money.
We ain't talking about money. There's so many, things that come with the goals that you set out.
Yeah.
Right. Like you said, like I love how you mentioned how your wife would feel. You know, now we're both fathers. So like, well, how is this going to affect, my son? How is this going to affect your daughter? How is this? There's so many things that people don't sit back and just think like, okay, if I do this, here are the different potential outcomes, right? And so now I'm at a place where I have different things that, even right now I am counting the cost, before I jump into these things.
Yeah.
I'm asking myself, man, how is this going to affect my wife? How is this going to affect my son? How is this going to affect my mind? How is this going to affect my body? How is it going to affect my workspace? You know what I'm saying? So I think that if we get into a habit of counting the costs, our percentage rate of setting out goals and completing those goals is going to skyrocket. Big time. Big time.
Yeah, I always tell people when you set goals, when you write goals, so on the right side of your paper, write your goals down. Left side, now write down what you're willing to sacrifice. Whatever you're willing to sacrifice, put that over there. Yeah. Because when you're accomplishing your goals, you have to, because it's going to get dirty. It's going to get crazy. You got to remember what you said to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like on this road of, and I would say I'm not at the pinnacle of success. I believe that's, when we get to heaven.
Yeah.
But I would say I'm doing pretty well, right? Work hard. Bro, I done missed birthdays. I done missed, and I'm not talking about just anybody's birthday. Like one time I had to drive on my wife's birthday. I didn't see my wife for her whole birthday.
Yeah.
And I had to drive to a speaking engagement. I missed funerals. I missed weddings. Bro, you're gonna miss some of those things, right? And that's where that communication comes in and really understanding, okay, it's not forever, but it's for now.
Exactly.
And so, so as we are talking about goals, what's something what's a goal that you have that's really big that probably even scared you?
Like right now or something in the past?
Give me both or whichever one you want to.
Okay, let's start with the gym.
Okay.
In 2020 and in 2021, I always would write down, I want to combine faith and fitness, I want to open up a gym, and that was scary for me, And even when it came time to make it happen, I was on the fence about it, And my wife is, she's always pushing me, motivating me, and like kind of like, come on. She's like the person in my corner that's like, come on, we can do this, right? And so I had to really lay that fear aside. And I had to stop looking at all the negative, like, okay, but it's gonna cost this, and then when you're gonna have to buy this, and then the rent is gonna be this, and I had to step out on faith. I felt like God was telling us, okay, like this is the next path, and I had to jump out and do it. And even when I did jump out and do it, there's been plenty of times where like I've tried to fall back. There's been plenty of times where I've still had my questions and my concerns and different things. But that is one recent goal that was so big, and it tested me, Yeah. But we're here now, and the gym has been open for over a year now. So many businesses closed within the first year, so I give God the glory and the praise for that. And that came with a lot of just being uncomfortable, and even to this day, being uncomfortable, And
that's okay.
And that's okay.
We're going to do it uncomfortable.
We're going to do it uncomfortable, And then a goal that I have right now, I haven't even talked to you about this, but I'm gonna go back to school soon.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to
Okay, and I
school
know how
soon.
much you hate school.
I hate school. Listen. Hate is the word right there. Hate is the word for school, you know. But you know, just sitting back and really getting with the Lord and asking Him what His plan and His purpose is for my life, and I can never get away from the fact that I love His Word. You know, that I love to read His Word. I love to talk to people about the Word. You know.
So is that what your degree gonna be on?
So it's gonna be in biblical studies.
Dope. Okay.
So that is a goal now that I have, that I'm sitting back, I'm counting the cost. You know, talking with the wife. You know, and just.
And you're going back.
I'm going back.
Like you're it's 100% sure.
It's 100% sure.
So I can hold you accountable.
You can hold me accountable.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
January 12th.
That's when you start classes? Hold on, you already signed up?
I'm in the process right now.
January 12th.
January 12th.
Hey, I'm putting it on my calendar. hey, you 2026.
2026.
All right. I'm gonna hold you accountable.
Yeah.
All right, I got you, man. I'm in your corner. All right, I got you. I really want to see you accomplish this thing.
Yeah. So those are two different goals, you know, that I've, one that we've accomplished and one that now I'm setting out for.
I like that.
You know, and
I like that.
I know it's gonna be some long nights.
Hey,
you know, it's gonna be hard.
I promise you it'll be worth it, man. I know with me, one thing that I want to say, I guess it scared me more of my relationship with my wife more than the actual situation that was going on.
Yeah.
And it's when I remember I came to my wife and I said, look, I've been praying. I believe God is telling me to leave my job. Woo! And guess what this woman told me? God didn't tell me that.
Go back.
Go back and pray.
To the verse.
Let's pray together.
All right.
So we spent months praying together.
Yeah.
And I had just came back from this event. Great event, but it was for my job. And I was talking to her. I said, look, I got to leave. And she literally said, no. Time out.
Plain and simple, huh?
Bro, hey, you want to talk to somebody who's living? I'm sitting there. Hey, I'm not laughing.
What was your expectation when you went to your wife and because I know before you went and told her, you were like, okay, this is what I'm gonna say. You know, this is how I'm gonna present it. What was your expectation?
Was it no? I thought I was gonna get like, okay, let's talk about this. You know what? Okay. She said no.
That's okay.
And then I sat there for a minute and I'm living. I was like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna say, right?
Yeah.
And then she said, I was just playing. We've been praying. I think it's the right time too.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you could just start with that. You feel me? Like, bro, my heart dropped. You feel me? Satan grabbed my heart.
You was like, okay, I gotta go.
Bro,
Let me go clock in.
Dog. But
no, that's
But I ended up leaving my job, and the rest is history, right? But I came to her with a plan. I was like, look, this is how much I'm making from my job. This is how much I'm making from the business.
Yeah.
It outweighs it. If I spend most of my time at business instead of the job, this is what there's no like cap. At my job, whether I'm the best employee or whatever, I could only make this much. Not about money, but that's my cap.
Yeah.
Business, sky's the limit, right? So ended up doing that. Another thing, and the rest is history, right?
Yeah.
And another thing is, one thing I would say I struggle with is, and I don't struggle with it no more, but it was when I first got into my doctorate program. It's because I'm one of the youngest in there. There's one person who's younger than me, but other than that, everybody's like in their 40s, 50s. People are principals, assistant superintendents, assistant chancellors of colleges, and I'm just this motivational speaker, right? And I'm the only black one. But anyway, so, bro, I never felt this until I got into class, but it was imposter syndrome. And I remember the teacher saying something, and I look around, everybody's writing down something.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, she's just introducing herself. What notes are y'all even writing? And so that really got into my head, right? But as you know, recently I passed my qualifying exam, so now I'm a doctoral candidate.
Come on now.
You feel me? Not just a student, but a candidate.
We in there.
Dr. Lee is coming real soon. In about a year. Few months, I should be Dr. Lee. But that's the thing, right? It scared me. What scared you was your gym. You went after it. You accomplished it. You get what I'm saying? Now imagine it scared you so much, which it did, and you said, you know what? I'm gonna do what's comfortable.
Yeah.
Bro, you wouldn't be living this life right now.
Wouldn't be.
Exactly. So when it comes to you in this degree, it's gonna scare you.
Oh yeah.
But it's gonna be absolutely worth it at the end of it. I promise you. It's gonna. like say you will get it, but I was just saying like if you made the decision not to go get it, there's gonna be parts of your life that you never lived because you never went after that thing. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
And so I don't know what's after this doctorate degree, but I hope it ends with Ching. My point is that I know the opportunities will come by having it. You feel me? Dr. Lee, they gonna think some Asian gonna come up there. Dr. Lee, it's gonna be me.
It's this black man with the chain and the
tattoos.
Man.
He must got an honorable one. Nah, this is a real one. Yeah, where he at? Where he at? I'm in the flesh, man. All right. But no, man, I'm loving this conversation, okay?
Yeah.
I'm loving this conversation. So that's a huge goal. Do you know how long the program is?
It's going to be 3 to 4 years, depending on how many classes I take.
3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 long, agonizing, suffering. You got this.
I've been counting the costs.
Hey, you've been counting the costs.
I already know.
Hey, all the degrees that long. This doctor degree. Bro, I've been in school I'm 27. I've been in school my whole life.
Oh, I haven't. You know I hate school. I ain't been in school since 18. Since I got out of high school.
Bro.
I was done.
And you going back.
I'm going back.
I love it. I absolutely love it, man. Absolutely love it. So let's talk about you being a father, right? You say this to me all the time. You're like, man, we fathers. Like, and I was talking to my dad about this, and you don't realize how much a parent loves their child until you actually have one.
Yep.
Like, it's different. The love that you have for your wife is different, right? That's a different type. You know what type of love. That's a different type of love. That's totally different, right? Yeah. But with your child, it's just like, oh my God, I want to protect them. I want to hold them. I want to be there. I want to secure them. I want to love them. It's like they cry, you run towards them. What has being a father done to you?
That's a deep question, man. Being a father and I still don't even know how to put it in words, but something has shifted in my mind. Right? Like when I see my son, it's like, that's me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
just like you. Just a spitting image of you.
Like, and because I have a son, it's like, okay, I'm his first example, right? On what it means to be a man.
Yeah.
Right? What it means to be a God-fearing man, you know? And so every time that I look at him and when he's looking at me and he's like, it reminds me like, he's really watching me, you know? And so now I feel like I have not necessarily a bad weight, but like I'm carrying another weight on my shoulder. It's not a bad weight. It's a weight that every, you know, father has to carry.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, like, okay, my son is watching me. You know, my son is, you know, he's learning from me, right? Even at his young age, only 9 months, but even right now, he's looking at me, you know? And so it challenges me now to do what I need to do to love my wife better, to, you know, to work harder at work. And now I'm going back to school because it's like, man, like not only because I have a son, right? But part of it is like, man, like I want to show my son that when God puts something on your heart, you go for it. Right? When God says, do this, you do it, right? No matter how hard it is, no matter what you feel like is going to happen, be obedient to whatever the Lord calls you to do. And so that's part of me going back to school, is me being obedient to God, so that one day I can tell my son, like, I hated school, son. You know, when the Lord told me it's time to go back, I'm not. How long have I been fighting going back to school? I've told you so many times I'm gonna go back, and then I don't go, and then I go, and then you know what I'm saying? We here now, you know. But you know but me being a father is part of that now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, do I really want to be able to tell my son one day, like, man, son, like God told me to do this, and I just kept on brushing it off. You know, ooh. I just kept on like, nah, God, I'll do it later. You know, like I want my son to be able to look at me and say, like, man, my dad fears God. You know, he loves my mom, right, and he takes care of his business, right. So that's what being a father has done to me now, man. It's like it's got me into this whole different mindset of, man, like first and foremost, I have to be the best I can be at being a husband, loving my wife. Because that's like one of the first things the Lord tells us, you know, is love your wife as Christ loves the church. So like I'm even going through mentorship right now. Like my spiritual mentor that's teaching me, because nobody's ever taught me how to be a husband or a father, right? You know, so I'm at the point now where I'm seeking, you know, the help I need to be able to learn how to do these things that I've never seen done in a healthy manner, right? So that's what being a father has done to me. Okay, it's challenging me now to, first and foremost, I need to love my wife the way Christ loved the church. That's a tall order. That's a tall task.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Christ died for us.
I was about to say, you got to be willing to die.
You know what I'm saying? So that means if my wife pisses me off, I still need to love her. I still need to cherish her. I still need to, you know, because obviously, you know, in marriage, you have your disagreements and all these things, but our command is love her, you know, love her. Don't get upset with her. Don't.
You sound like you gotta convince yourself.
Hey, I am. You know what I'm saying? Don't get upset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the second half is, okay, with my son now, you know, like again, my son's watching. Okay, let me train him up. Let me open up the scriptures to him. Like every night, I read a psalm to him when we're doing our prayers. I make sure I read some psalms to him. I fell off a little bit, but I got back on it last night. But read the scriptures to him. Make sure he's hearing God's word. You know,
right? It means a lot. So, I'm telling you, because even our daughter, she will be like, before, like we'll sit down to eat, right?
Yeah.
You see her doing this already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She ain't even 2 yet, and she already know that we're about to pray, right? We're about to pray, and as soon as we say amen, she be like, like she knows we're saying amen.
Yeah.
Man, this morning, I forgot what I was doing, but I just went like, and guess what she did?
She did. She did too.
And I was like, ooh. And she said, ooh. So she's literally copying us, right? Or like exactly. We would do something and then you see her doing it. Like my wife would be doing her hair or doing her makeup. I kid you not. I could not believe it. My wife was doing her makeup. Mm-hmm. Our bathroom is here. Mm-hmm. She walks through the bedroom. Our baby walks through the bedroom, goes into the closet. Yeah. She knows where her other makeup is. I don't know how she knows that. She grabs, because my wife was like putting makeup on. Yeah. So she grabs like a one of those cotton balls. And she acts like she's putting on makeup. Like in the room. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, man, they're literally sponging.
They're watching. Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing to me. So just that right there, right? Just being an example for them could do wonders. Mm-hmm. And being a great example, not just any example, but a great example. Yeah. What about being a husband? Yeah. What has that done for you?
Being a husband, that has like, I believe that like marriage is one of, if not the biggest tool that God uses to sanctify us, to make us more holy, to make us more like Christ.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Nothing would make you see yourself more than being in a marriage. Because your spouse is going to tell you. Like they would tell you, but you need to hear that.
You need it. Exactly. And so that's what marriage is doing for me. It's sanctifying me. It's making me look at myself like, bro, like, come on, bro. You need to let's up it up. You need to be better. You know what I'm saying? And I love that, you know, because if I would have never married my wife, you know, this sanctification tool that the Lord uses, it wouldn't happen. And I still would have operated in pride, still would have operated in selfishness. You know, like being married to my wife has shown me like, dang, you can be prideful at times, bro. Oh, yeah, you can be selfish at times, bro. A lot of times, you know, you can be thinking about you more than you're thinking about your wife or thinking about your family. And so I think that it's challenging me to get with God and be like, okay, God, like, help me to get this stuff out of my heart. Help me to get this out of my mind and out of my habits so that I can be who you've called me to be. Not just for, you know, for show, but real deal. Like, so that when my wife sees me, she sees Christ. Like, that's my biggest goal that I always want, is that before anybody else sees Christ in me, before you see Christ in me, one of my closest friends, right? Anybody else, I need my wife to look at me and be like, wow, I see Christ in my husband, you know? And so that's a challenge. That's a tall feat. That's what marriage has done for me. It's made me even want God more.
Yeah.
Like, man, I need to get with the Lord. I need to get in prayer. I need to get in the Word, because the more that I do, not only am I going to grow closer to the Lord and experience more of His presence, you know, when I see my wife is going to see Christ in me. You know?
So, I realized that too, that, you know, the world could see us, and, you know, I'm around the United States speaking, and people think I'm just absolutely amazing, right?
Yeah.
But if I go home and I'm not a great husband, I'm not a great father, then who am I really? You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying all these things, I'm telling them what to do, but I go home, and if I'm not doing the things that I believe, then what type of man that makes me? And it's easy to, how you said, right, to feel prideful, to be selfish. I mean, for me, I was the only child. I didn't have to worry about nobody. I didn't have siblings. I mean, I do have siblings, but I never lived with them. It was just me and my grandma. So my grandma would be like, yeah, you know, she know I was a good kid. I was going to do right. So I did whatever I want. You know, with parameters. But my point is, I never had to worry about anybody. I went to college. I didn't have to worry about anybody. If it wasn't for my wife's family, like for Christmas, I'll be by myself. I like Thanksgiving, like I don't have to worry about anybody, right? That's about mom. That's a whole different story. But that's a whole different. But my point is that being with my wife has taught, like how you said, taught me how to be unselfish. Taught me how to like put somebody else first.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie, there's some times when I unknowingly, unconsciously be selfish. And I have to nip that in the bud, because that's not what I'm supposed to do.
Exactly.
And no, it just, how can I put this? You learn a lot. The only way you're gonna learn is by living. That's the only way you're gonna learn.
Amen.
Right? I mean, you know, you got the books, you got school, and which I think is very important for a very certain place. You definitely need those type of things, but these life lessons you learn from living. So, all right. So it's about to be, how many years I've known you? We're going into the third year, right?
Going into the third year.
Our 3rd-year anniversary. What is it? You said my idea was like May 17th.
It was May 23.
May 23. Yeah, May 17th, 2023, right? Look, that's when you slid my DMs. It was a few days after your birthday, I remember.
Come on, man.
He said, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We got to confess our love to the world. But we have grown very close, right? We have had some deep conversations, like very deep. So in the place that you're in right now, in 5 years, where do you see yourself?
In 5 years, I see myself graduated, hopefully, with my, my degree.
I like that.
I definitely just...
Where are you going to school at?
It's called Mana University.
Okay.
So
it's online?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But in 5 years, I see myself walking, you know, more in alignment with what I believe God's called me to do, which is be more in ministry.
Okay.
Right. And I always feel that tug, you know, and I feel like...
Let's talk about that.
Okay, go ahead.
You say you always feel that tug.
Yeah.
In life, is it hard to distinguish what God wants for you and, how do I put this? Probably what you think you want for yourself, or in the same sense of, you say He's pulling you towards ministry, but right now you're in something else.
Right.
So talk about, because there's a lot of people out there that want to do this, knowing God is calling them that, but they're so comfortable right here that they can't go over there right now.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
I feel like people, you know, specifically believers, we forget that we're in a war right now, right? Like we wake up every single day and there's a battle going on in the spiritual places, right? And so a lot of times, even our own thoughts are not ours, right? The enemy will send fiery darts and things like that. Excuse me. And I feel like people don't spend enough time in God's presence, in His Word, to distinguish the difference between a fiery dart and God's voice. You know what I'm saying? So like people aren't putting on the full armor of God the way Ephesians tells us, right? Taking up the shield of faith, you know what I'm saying? The belt of truth, all these different things that the Bible commands us to put on every single day so that we could be ready to fight. And so I think that even especially for me, like just consistently not putting on that armor has caused me to take hold of some of those fiery darts. like, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. You know, oh yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's keep doing that, right? But once I start getting in the presence, right, and every single morning that I wake up, putting on that armor, right, when the fiery dart comes, I'll use the word of God, you know, the sword, to, you know what I'm saying? To get rid of that fiery dart. And now I'm hearing God's voice clearer so that I can walk more in alignment with his plan and his purpose for my life. You know, but as long as I'm not putting on that armor, as long as I'm not seeking the Lord, as long as I'm not, you know, keeping my eyes on Christ, the battle that's going on, the enemy's like, man, come on, Malachi, do that, you know? Keep doing that. That's good right there. And all he's doing is trying to keep us away from what God, you know, originally designed for us to walk in. So that's what I would say to anybody listening. Like, you need to put the armor on every day. And what do I mean by that? Prayer, right? Spending time in the word, you know, fixing your thoughts on Christ, you know, instead of on the world and the things that are going on around you, so that you could be more aware of what God is saying to you. Yeah.
Definitely. You know, the world's a dangerous place. If you keep looking at the world, then you definitely can't keep your eyes on Christ.
Yeah.
I know one thing you told me you struggle with is, and you mentioned right now in the podcast, is you want to be in ministry, but right now you're not there, right?
Yeah.
And so right now it sounds like you're setting yourself up to, you know, transition to ministry sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a pastoral role, maybe that's something else, but you know, at the end of the day, serving the kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Serving the kingdom. We gotta start a church together, man.
Hey.
Have that mug popping.
Hey, the Lord say it, let's go for it.
Hey, straight up. But overall, man, I would say this about you. I feel like if you set your mind to something, but you gotta truly set your mind to it and go after it, you can achieve it.
Yeah, amen.
Like I see a natural talent in you.
I appreciate that.
Like, even when we play video games. Remember that time we almost fought? Remember that time we almost fought? Boy.
You was getting ready to put me in a headlock that day.
You almost lost a friendship. Oh, yeah, you almost lost a friendship and your life. Hey, but no, seriously, like you are I could just tell that if you really go after something, you could achieve it. You just need to put that energy in it. And one thing, you need to be consistent, and this is for everybody, right? You need to be consistent with that thing, and you need to go after it relentlessly.
Yeah.
Got to be relentless with it. If you're not like relentless with something, then you won't achieve it, because there's gonna be things that's gonna come to you. Like, you're gonna start this program, bro, and I'm telling you, the devil's gonna be like, watch this. Go throw something. It's gonna be a fiery dart. Do.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, what the heck?
Exactly.
And then you're gonna be like, you could be like, let me put this on pause. No, you stay with that thing.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. You stay with it. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, bro, in this doctorate program, the stuff with my mom, you know what's going on with that, right? I'm having to travel state to state just to deal with that. We had a death in our family, so that was hard. And more things, right?
Yeah.
But yet, I hold on to it. And so, and that's with everything, right? That's with everything. That's when you're in relationships, you're, you know, being a father, being a husband, being a good friend. All these things matter. It's for us to like stay hold on that, even when times get hard. Man, we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about mindset. You know what to go home and study, right?
The brain, yeah.
Oh man, I said it like 5 times. I said it like 100 times before we got on the podcast.
Say it again. Anterior. Mid.
This is where I messed up. Circulate, something like that. Okay. Cortex.
Circulate cortex.
Yeah, it's called the AMCC.
Got you.
AMCC. Look up AMCC in the brain.
Text that to me.
Yeah. And it's like the theater, AMC, but extra C. Look it up. No, it's like I said, I couldn't explain why I do the things I do, because I don't like it.
Yeah.
But it's hard, and I know it challenges me. And it does something like, you know, it pushes. Like, me and my wife was having this conversation. She gave me 2 options. This is for her to do, right? She gave me 2 options, and she was like, if you were me, what would you do? I said, and this is before I even found out about this. I was like, well, I would do that part because it's more uncomfortable. And like, that was just natural to me, right? I didn't, because the other part was easier. And I was like, nah, I'll do that one because it's more uncomfortable. And that was just me naturally. That's how I am now. Before, there was a time, you know, I was overweight. I wanted to be comfortable. Didn't want to try hard to lose the weight. I didn't want to try hard to achieve my goals. But honestly, I think that me actually losing that weight, that was the first thing that really started building that AMCC inside of me, because I realized, like, okay, hold on, time out. I just lost 141 pounds.
Right. If I could lose 140 pounds,
bro, I can do anything.
What can I not do?
I can run 100 miles. You get what I'm saying? And so it's these small wins that become big wins. You get what I'm saying? And the thing about it, and this is why a lot of people don't achieve their dreams and their goals, is because they expect it to happen just like that. Bro, it takes a long time.
We live in a microwave society, bro, man. And I've fallen susceptible to
powerful too.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Powerful.
Even I've fallen susceptible to that. You know, everything is so fast paced. You know what I mean? Everything is quick. Like, even when you just go outside and you look at the highway, you know, all the cars, just everybody is just moving so fast. And, you know, sometimes you have to just not necessarily sit back in a lazy way, but really just kind of sit back in the sense of, like, it's not about being quick. It's not about boom, bada, bing. You know, it's day by day, one foot in front of the other, you know, and what they say, trust in the process.
Exactly.
You know?
You gotta enjoy the process more than the product.
Exactly. Ooh, that's good.
You gotta enjoy the process. Like, if you can learn how to enjoy the process, for instance, right? You know, I train for these races.
Yeah.
I set these goals for these races. Let me tell you, I never accomplished them. Like, I say I'm gonna finish this race at this amount of time, it never happened, right? But during the training, what I love so much about it is that I'm always challenged. Like, even today, I told you I did not want to get up, but I knew I had to get this run in.
I was right there with you.
Right, got up, did it, and you feel so much better after.
Yeah.
You just did something hard. If you could choose to do something hard every single day of your life, imagine where we'll be in 10 years.
Yeah.
Bro, we'll be pushing 40 in 10 years.
You gonna be pushing 40 in 10 years.
You acting like I was just so much. I mean, shoot. I'm gonna be 28. You still gonna be 25.
I'll be 25 in 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, 35 in 10 years.
Yeah, I'll be 37. Yeah, I'll be 37.
You're gonna be knocking on that door. Like, I'm gonna be just.
You make it seem like
you knocking on the door. I'm approaching the door. Like, I see the door off in the distance.
Let me tell you something. According to my watch, I'm 18 years old.
I was gonna say you,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How old are you?
I'm older than 18.
He's like, I might be 30. I might be 30. Man. But man, all right. Let's do this thing, and I'm just going off the cuff right now, okay? Let's call it rapid fire. I'm gonna ask you 3 questions, and I want you to just tell me the first thing that comes in your mind. Okay?
Okay.
What motivates you the most in the world?
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, okay, good. What challenges you the most?
Dang, it's supposed to be rapid fire.
Hey, you good. You gotta think about it. You good.
I would say family.
Family.
Yeah.
Okay. What's a goal that you have? No. When you die, what do you want the world to know about Malachi?
That I fear God.
That was good.
I was hungry for God.
That was good.
I would even say desperate for God.
Hey, obsessed.
Yeah.
Gotta be obsessed. You get me?
If I'm not known for that, then I failed. You know, if at the end of all this, that, you know, people can't say, man, Malachi feared God. He loved God. He was hungry for God. Because at the end of the day, all of this is fading away anyway. Not that we shouldn't work hard and go after all our goals and the things that God puts on our hearts, but like this world, everything is fading away. God's gonna create a new heaven and a new earth and all these things.
You're gonna have a new Achilles.
You're gonna have a new Achilles, brand new, indestructible. But
I love that.
I want to be known for a man that feared God.
Okay, I love that. Absolutely. And I think that's where we all should strive for.
Yeah.
Okay, so If you could tell the world one thing, what would it be? Probably a lesson you have learned or anything. What would you tell them?
I would tell them that your purpose and everything that, you know, you were designed to do is closer than you think it is. Because the Lord is knocking on the door of your heart. You know, God is not far. And if we can get under his umbrella, get under his hand of protection, you know, then he's going to give you everything that you need to be able to become all that you were called to become. So it's closer than you think. You just got to turn and you got to look up. And he's right there and he'll give you everything you need.
And that's the difference between having sight and vision.
Come on now.
I like that. Thank you so much.
I got you, brother.
And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching the Kevon Lee Show. And remember, it does not matter. Keep striding forward.